Robbie knows everything. Tad knows everyone. Dingo is here too. They're here to make love to you. Your ears at least. This is the Dingo Weekly. This is the Dingo Weekly. This is the Dingo Weekly. This is the Dingo Weekly.
Guys, it is so exciting to have this inaugural Dingo Daily podcast. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. For our listeners out there who don't know, I am Robbie, probably. I am your co-host on this Dingo Daily adventure that we're going on, our new Dingo Weekly podcast. I'm with my other co-host here. The Rad is Dad. From here to Baghdad, Mr. Tad Nasty. And you got your main attraction, Mr. Dingo Jackson. Hey, guys.
Hello, Robert.
So today, I really wanted to get into something that I think that we can all relate to. This is something that all of us have some decent experience with, some of us more than others, but parenting.
Yes, being arrested. Oh.
Being arrested. No. How many times have you been to jail?
Not this one.
Once.
Parenting, correct.
Parenting. That's what it was, not prison. Parenting. Prison will be on a future episode, I'm sure.
It will be on several of them.
Might be a part of this one. I mean, parenting can lead to prison.
I never went to prison, but I did go to jail.
Oh, yes, that's an important distinction.
Now I feel like we need
jail,
to do this.
not prison.
There's a difference.
Yep, and we're going to gloss over it and go into parenting.
We're going to pocket that jail story for later, but we're going to follow up. Rain check.
Got it.
So let's first of all let's hear everyone. What is your parenting status? You guys are parents, right?
Definitely.
Yep.
I am rearing children to be the
also-
future of your country.
You're rearing your children? Oh, gross.
Pretty sure that's illegal.
You shouldn't do that. I think the state of New York has laws against that.
Yeah. That's going to tie into the jail story.
So, oh, man. All right. So, how many kids does everyone have here? What kind of kids? What's your kid count? What's your kid types? What do they identify
Mine are all
as?
white.
All
white. There's 3 of them.
You got 3 all whites. That's a
I
pretty
have
good
3
collection.
whites. Yeah. Shiny. I don't know any Pokemon fans out there. They're shiny.
Holographic,
I should have went with holographic.
right?
Yeah, I've got 2 boys and a little girl, all under 10.
2 boys and a little girl. So two older, 1 younger girl.
Yes,
Very nice.
correct. Yes, nice is a
Any
word.
first editions?
They're all firsts. Actually, no. The older son is definitely a carbon copy of me, and I apologize to everyone.
Wait, so you're a twin though, right? Any twins?
I am a twin. Yes, I have a twin sister
But
that
your
speak
kids
to on
aren't-
holidays.
Your kids.
I have no twins. No.
because that often gets passed down. That's pretty genetic. So no.
It does.
twins.
Apparently, my wife has twins in the family as well, but we've got nothing. No, they're all originals.
Wow. I bet one of them will have a twin though. And especially if your wife's on your wife's side, oh man, I'm surprised you guys didn't have twins on your own. That's lucky.
I mean, yeah.
That's a bullet dodged in my opinion.
Honestly, the little girl is blonde and we're both brunette, so I have questions already coming out the gate. So
Are men brunette? This is a new question.
Are they? That is a good question.
I would say so.
Is the
It's 2025. We're equal.
Yeah, I suppose. You know, I've never heard of a
I guess-
man be referred to as a brunette. I have dark brown hair.
I have brown hair too. I've always referred to myself as brunette, and now I'm wondering if that was weird to other people.
It gave me pause.
Did it give you? Did it
what would
take
the
you back for a
alternate
second?
be?
Just brown hair.
It's brown, right? It's just brown. Guys have brown hair. Girls have brunette. Brunette's just a fancy way of
I'm a
saying
brown hair.
brown, isn't it?
Woman is a brunette.
It is. I've always referred to myself as brunette, and I didn't think it was weird until you just said that.
Learning new things every day.
Did I though? I'm not going to stop.
Maybe
so.
not. I don't know.
I refuse to learn anything at this point in my life.
I'm not taking in new information today.
I'm all full.
Okay, so you have two older boys, one younger girl. I have
Correct.
An older boy and a younger girl, all under the age of 4. So I'm a little earlier on than you are. You've seen some more shit than me. Huh.
I'm weathered. Yeah.
You're weathered.
And honestly, you have the best part coming up,
Oh yeah,
I
what's the
think.
best part?
in my opinion. You know, when they're both in that mid 3 to 8 range. Well, what are the ages again?
So I have a 3.5-year-old boy. I have a 1-year-old girl.
Okay, the 3.5-year-old boy is just getting into first of all trouble.
Troubles. That's exactly what he's getting into.
Second of all, fun, depending on how you are as a father. I enjoyed trouble, and it's just going to get better because then as they get older, they become, I don't want to say more of a friend, but yeah, someone to hang out with.
Oh no, he's like my best friend for sure. That's
Yeah, and it only gets better.
I think we're gonna have some good days ahead. But we are. You said you've weathered some storms. I'm weathering a storm. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, you're in the middle of it right now, and
I'm in it.
you know, the younger's a girl.
She's my princess. She's getting to that perfect age. So with the boy, the perfect age was 18 months. That was, I mean, as of all the ages we've seen. I mean, granted, we're only up to 3.5 here, but 18 months. That was, he was cute. He was loving. He was agreeable. It was just like everything was perfect. And she's getting to be that. She's getting into that like 18-month, really happy go lucky, just like I'm a perfect little angel.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that.
But
And then as the boy gets older, like you get to hang out. They're tough. They cause a lot of trouble. But at the same time, once you push through that, like, you know, me and my 10-year-old son, we just played basketball for a few hours
oh, I want
yesterday, like just shooting hoops. And the other day we all went to the playground and we were shooting hoops because he's really into basketball right now. And it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I want that. I want to play again. I feel like my whole childhood was just like playing sports and doing stuff. And every time I got to like have a catch with my dad, it was just like, yes, that's what I want to do with my kid. You know, I'm just not there yet. I know I have like a couple of years before we can actually do it. I mean, he's still like kind of learning hand-eye
Yeah,
coordination.
you're gonna
all
get
that
to
good
play
stuff.
again. Playing again is the goal before you
Yeah.
have to actually raise them to be adults.
But yeah, one day.
One day, Tad's got kids.
Yeah,
I do.
I haven't heard from Tad in a while. Tad, please tell us about
I do
your
have-
kids that you've
I
reared.
have 2 daughters, a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Very nice.
You
Girl
know,
dad.
they're great. They bring with them their own challenges. My 9-year-old is really trying hard to be a teenage girl already, and that's frightening.
I think that's a sign of our times too. Like it just seems rushed these days, but I mean, I could be completely out of touch. I don't know.
It feels like that. Everyone's growing up too fast, and everyone like looks like they're a preteen, but they're like smoking cigarettes, and you're like, what is going on in this world? Like,
Yeah, I feel like I see kids vaping.
yeah, right. Yeah, no cigarettes. I'm sorry. We're in the future now. Everyone's vaping.
Yeah, but what's that all about? Side note.
If you got access, why don't you? Why wouldn't you want to? It's like
I have access. I don't. I guess I'm just not an idiot kid.
hey, you're an idiot kid. All the kids
Yeah.
they're idiots.
Just
Let's be real.
Yeah,
Kids
just
are
do
idiots.
drugs like a regular kid.
Well, it's the access part. I mean, if they got an 18-year-old friend who can get them some vapes, they'll get a buzz.
Why is Tad's 9-year-old daughter hanging out with 18-year-olds, Robbie?
That's a good question.
Yeah, Robbie.
Whoa. Okay, guys.
What the hell, Robbie?
I have nothing to do with Tad's daughter's acquaintances. No, but these kids, they if they can find a way, they're gonna do it. I mean,
I guess
I don't
that's
know
always
that
been the
at
case.
9. I mean, is your daughter vaping, Tad?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, that's the problem.
really good at
You're
hiding
never
it.
aware.
They're really good at keeping secrets.
They sure are.
All right, so I have a question, Tad, as someone with 2 daughters that are a little older than ours. What do we have to look forward to in the next few years as far as female child rearing?
I mean, your daughters are both still
Vaping,
babies.
Oh.
So
Me and my daughter. vape
Mine is-
together. We have
mine
vape
is-
sessions.
Mine is 3.5. Don't you dare let her hear you call her a baby. She will freak out.
Oh yeah, that's a thing. That's the same. Same with the 3.5-year-old boy. Not a baby.
Yeah. Not a baby. I'm a big boy.
All right, big boy.
so
then
I
eat
mean,
your
pretty much
food.
like back to what Dingo said. Like 3.5 is, at least for my kids, that's the start of the really fun times. And for my older daughter, that went until she was about 7 or 8 before she started.
Being a real bitch.
Yeah. Yep. For lack of a better word.
Let's
that's
call
when
a
they-
spade a spade
that's-
here.
When
Yeah, we don't
you
have
know,
to pull
sh-
punches. We can cut it out in post if you don't like it.
And with your older kids, I'm sure you try to tell them like, don't grow up too fast. Like this is literally like the best time you're gonna have because it doesn't get any better.
I have tried that. They don't listen. I've also
They
told
don't
him,
listen.
don't be an asshole. And he doesn't listen to that either.
So rude. They never listen. That's listening.
Why don't
that
they
was a
listen?
whole topic I wanted to talk about.
Why do they do the same thing I did and not listen? It's ridiculous.
Listening is the one thing, like, in terms of raising him to be like a human, is that one thing that I cannot get there yet. Like, he doesn't listen at all. Anything I say, it takes like 10 times to say it until like I'm almost screaming, and I'm just like, why are you making me scream? Like, just do it. Like, come on, man.
I know. I feel like an abuser.
I know,
I
right?
feel like
You make me
You're just like, why are you making me do this to you? Like, why are you making me yell?
right.
And in my head, I'm like, oh, just stop yelling, you fucking psycho.
Like, I tried the like gentle parenting thing. I'm trying it. I've asked you like so nicely, like several times. Nothing. I'm just getting nothing at it. Like, can you hear me? Like, seriously, I'm like, I'm doing this in front of him. Like, can you hear me? Actually, like, I'm not even mad anymore. I'm like, I don't know if you can hear me. Like, I'm talking to his face.
My oldest, when he was younger, my wife actually took him to get his hearing checked. Because we were like, I don't know if he hears us when we speak to him. And the doctor was like, no, he's fine. Perfect hearing. And we're like, oh, so he's just a dick.
He's just
like,
a dick.
yeah,
He
they're
hears
all
you.
dicks.
That's the thing. Kids are dicks. We'll just get back to it. Just call a spade a spade.
All right, wrap it up. We figured it out. Kids are dicks.
Kids
We'll talk
are
to you next
dicks.
week on the Dingo Daily.
Well, no, this isn't about kids. This is about parenting. This is how
Oh,
you
shit,
deal
okay.
with these fucking dicks.
All right. Buckle back in.
Oh man. So, was it worth it, guys? Would you do it again? 10-10, 5-10,
Would I do it
0-10?
Would I do it again?
Would you? Well,
On top of this?
if
No,
you
I'm
could
done.
start
I'm
over,
done.
if you could start over, say no kids.
I just want to clarify. Okay. I'm done currently, but if I started over, would I have these kids again?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I love them to death.
Yeah.
They're
I
my
guess
entire world.
once you have them, it's hard to imagine them away.
Yeah, I can't
It's hard to
imagine.
imagine life
Yeah,
without them. Yeah.
yeah, but at the same time, they piss me off more than anything has ever pissed me off in my life before.
I know. It's one of those things where it's just like, such a love hate. Like,
Yeah, you know it's the stress is taking years off your life, but it's willing. You're like, fine. I'd rather live a shorter life based on all the stress that I'm creating for myself than not do it with these awesome kids.
yeah, that's sweet. Such a sweetheart, Dingo.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Oh my God.
Have
am
you
that.
always wanted to have kids, or did
I did.
you fuck up one day and we're like, I guess we're doing this?
No, funny story there, but I will preface it by saying I always wanted to have kids. I always thought I would have 2 kids.
Mm.
My wife wanted 3 kids, so we compromised and had 3.
I know that game.
Yeah, but without giving up too much information when I was younger, because we had kids in our mid-20s.
Pretty young.
So it was, the doctor said with my wife, she has endometriosis, which for people aren't familiar with that, it's, a whole thing. And the doctor was like, if you want kids, you need to do it now, because as you get older, it's not going to happen. So we had to make a conscious decision. We were engaged at the time and we were going to get married. And we're like, well, we know we want to start a family. So we said, we just have to rush it a little. So we tried. And the very first time we attempted to get pregnant, we got pregnant.
Wow.
And I was like, I need to talk to your fucking doctor because this is bullshit. I thought maybe we had like a year. But no, we tried. It was all the children we had were intentional. We were trying for all of them. So I was an accident as far as my parents have told me. And but none of mine were. So I'm cool with that.
That's beautiful. Wow. Yeah, life works in crazy ways like that. Sometimes it just happens right away. Some people, it's rough too, because when you have friends that you think might be trying and you don't want to ask, because it's one of those sore subjects for a lot of people if they're trying and they can't, and it's rough. And I get that.
I know.
Sometimes it just happens right away, and I don't know.
I do. I feel for people that want kids and can't have them because apparently it's really easy for me. So no, not rubbing it in anyone's face, but also, how do you tell people? Like, it's just so weird to be like, "Are you trying for kids?" I'm like, "Grandma, do you want me to tell you that I'm raw dogging your granddaughter right now?" Like, like it's just such an open way to tell you at Thanksgiving. Like, yes, we're trying for kids. We'll leave it at that. Why is everyone so interested?
Yes, we are having
That's a side note.
every
Side
evening.
note, yeah.
Every other evening.
Yes, Yep, blasting loads in your granddaughter. Thank you. We'll see you at Christmas.
Last load, get the towel, rinse, repeat.
Hopefully, you got the shot.
I'd say as a young man, I wanted kids. I did go through a phase in my 20s where I was like, how can anyone bring a kid into this effed up world we have here?
Sure.
I'm revisiting that thought now in my 30s.
Still kind of felt that way, even after, we got married and questioned, like, is this, how is this going to be? What kind of future is going to be there for them?
Yeah.
And then we had kids. So we struggled. We did struggle to have kids. Lost a few along the way.
It's rough.
It's rough.
Those were intentional that you lost?
Yeah. Before our first and between the two, we lost them. And it's tough, especially, the first one, because we're so excited. So, you make the announcements, you tell all your friends, and then you got to go back. And
now, did you wait the recommended 12 weeks before telling everyone? Or was it more of an earlier?
I think, if I remember correctly, the first pregnancy was, we announced pretty early, 8 weeks maybe.
I mean, that's not that early.
And then the second go around, we were like, we're not going to say anything at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did it become unviable early, like kind of early on, or because it's tougher when it's later?
The second one she was pretty far along. I'm maybe just getting into second trimester.
Jeez.
Like we thought we were in the clear, and turns out we weren't. It was rough.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. That's really tough. And I mean, it could happen at any time for any reason to anyone, and you never know. And it's scary. It's the whole time is scary, even when everything seems okay. But yeah,
Yeah. Even when everything is okay, it's still scary.
yeah,
Yeah, even once they're out and human,
right.
it's
Yeah.
still
It's been 10
scary.
years. I'm still scared.
Oh, yeah, these kids.
I mean, it could be another 10 years and I'm still scared. Like, look at the Menendez brothers. You never know.
Different fears at that point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm still scared. Every night I go to bed, I'm like, don't you
Well,
fucking do it.
I think the moral of the story here is don't diddle your kids. Wait. There.
That's not what rearing means. I already looked it up.
Also, yes. Don't get Menendez. Don't rear your kids when you're rearing your kids, and you should be
don't
fine.
be rich. Don't be wealthy, and your kids won't want to kill you for your money.
Well, this. Did you watch any of the documentaries? It's not about the money. It's about they were diddling them.
The Menendez brothers. I remember the court cases, but I did not watch the documentaries.
Man, they like kept it out of the court case. That was the whole thing. The dad was diddling at least one of the kids. The mom knew about it, and she was just like, she didn't do anything wrong per se, but she didn't do anything, and she knew. And the one other brother was like, I'm gonna protect you, and then like they hatched a plan. Pow pow.
Really?
So-
I feel like I missed out on so much just watching the U.S. legal system.
Yeah, hence the moral of don't diddle your kids. You shouldn't be scared.
I mean, I just thought you were coming out of left field with that, but it was a good message, so I just let it fly.
It is a good message and it's relevant. I promise. There's
Okay, I
relevance there.
didn't know it was relevant, but yeah, I stand by it either way. Do not diddle yours or anyone else's children.
Regardless of the relevance, don't do it. Never
Don't do it.
diddle kids.
Don't worry if they're going to kill you. It's just the wrong thing to do.
Doesn't matter whose kids.
Just leave the fucking kids alone. Jesus.
All right, this is too much. Sorry. Anyways, I digress.
This is an educational podcast.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Is
Learned
it,
so
though?
much.
I told you I refuse to learn anything, so please.
They're not taking in new information today. Forgot.
Yes, thank you.
Apologies. I too always wanted to have kids. I feel like just always, ever since forever, wanted them, knew I wanted them. That was like my one main deal breaker when dating, or I didn't even do a lot of dating per se. I just did college and I met my wife and then boom. But she checked all my boxes early on. It was easy and I didn't have to go through all that. But I mean, that would have been my real deal breaker, is if you don't want kids and I don't see a future.
Yeah. Tangent. How long have you been with your wife?
Good question. We've been together for...
It's not a good question. You should know that.
It's a question.
It is a question.
It's a fine question. Fine. Brought to you by Fine Microphones.
Are they a sponsor? Because they should be.
They should sponsor us. I'm pretty sure they're going to pay us after hearing this.
I got the white one. Just remember, I paid
it comes
extra.
in white and black, and you know what? I believe there's a pink option.
Oh my god! I paid
Tell me that
$2 for
now.
the white one. Yeah, Jesus.
But I got the nice silky smooth black. No,
You did. You stalled long enough to do the math. How long have you been with your wife?
no, I know how long I've been with my wife. We've been together for 10 years, actually going on 11 years in April. We've been together, so it's been a chunk of change.
How many years married?
Together, married since 2018, September 2018. So, you can do the math there. What, 6 years, going on 7?
Yep. Math checks out.
Math checks. The maths decent at numbers. Known to number. But yeah, me and my wife, we she didn't go to my school, my college, but her best friend did, and she came and visited. We kicked it off when we met. Honestly, the first day that I met her in person, I told her I was going to marry her, and I did.
That is a bold move.
Yeah, no, I'm a man of my word. I know what I'm about.
If it didn't, if it didn't play out like that, you would seem like a total psycho. So I'm glad it was right.
Yeah,
I'm
you
glad it
know,
was-
and I don't use that line. That wasn't like a line I used on everyone either. But I can see that backfiring and looking kind of psychotic. But no, I knew, man of my word.
I mean, you do know, you know.
I had a feeling. Still have that feeling. I think that she's going to say yes. No, we're well past that.
Did she not yet? She's playing the long game.
I don't know if she explicitly said yes, but I mean,
She's like, all right, I'll do it. But
we're living together. We have all these kids. But yeah. It's been a nice almost 11 years together. I feel like time is just flying. These kids keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, it does that.
It does that. I've been with my wife for 22 years together.
Oh shit! I thought I was
Wow.
gonna win.
Going on 14 years married.
That's a long
Damn,
time. Are you at the point where you've been married or together longer?
One more year.
One more and you're done. You're done.
Yep. And then we are together longer than not. Yep.
Oh, my bad. I thought one more year and you were done.
One more year and you're calling it.
One more year and I'm moving on.
Tie a bow
That
on
was my contract.
Contract expired.
Was a 22-year contract. It was a good one. You know, we tried it. You tried it.
That is solid. That is the biggest contract wasted since Daniel Jones. But we're not going to do football. This is parenting.
Go Birds. Oh, your poor Giants. Could you imagine if the Giants had someone like Saquon Barkley?
Nope. Can't. Nope.
I bet he had good parents.
Have no idea what that's like. But you don't have any idea what 4 championships feel like either. So we'll just
get
move
there.
on and
We'll
continue.
get there.
You say that, but it's been so long since the Super Bowl era, and you couldn't do it.
Listen, since I moved to my wife's hometown, the Birds have been to 3 Super Bowls. It's been like 8 years I think I've been here. So there's some good luck around here, and
That's cool. I'm glad you went to the Super Bowl. Glad you went there.
We have one of 2. We're going to a third. We might win this one as well. So we could win 67% of all Super Bowls since I moved here. And you know, as an Eagles fan growing up, did not get to go to a lot. I went to 1 Super Bowl before this, and now we've had 3 in the recent past. So I feel good.
Yeah,
I feel good for our future.
As your friend, I'm happy for you. As a Giants fan, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, I get that. Fuck you, obligatorily. But
Yes. Yep. Nope.
Yes.
Accept that. Thank you.
anyways, again, digressing. Parenting.
Yes. Back to the topic at hand.
So you know what? I think I want to make an announcement.
Are you pregnant?
Because why not? Just let me finish.
Okay.
I'm pregnant. Actually, we are pregnant.
Oh shit.
This is relevant to this
Congratulations.
conversation. Yes. I haven't even told
Wait.
my parents yet. No, this is real.
Wait,
I'm
are you
dead ass
fucking with
real.
us?
I'm not fucking with you.
If I found out you're fucking with us, I'm gonna be so upset.
I am going to have another baby boy.
Really?
Wow.
Really, really.
3 under 5, huh?
3 under 5. Oh, why would you say that? All right, never mind.
Wait, no, do the math. Yeah, it's still going to be under 5.
Oh,
I
yeah.
did the math real quick.
Yeah,
Well,
I
congratulations.
appreciate that.
Since it's just silent.
We were about to announce it. She wants to announce on Valentine's Day. That's in about a week and a half.
Yeah, well, this isn't going to come out till after that, and you'll tell your family and everything, but
Right.
amazing.
She's already told like her family, and then she told her friends, and she's just telling everyone. And I'm just like, what is going on here? I thought that we
Wait,
had
how
rules about
far
this.
along? How far along?
I don't know, 18 weeks or so. It happened.
Oh, you're past the
No.
point where people will shame you.
Right. No, I'm not feeling shame. I feel ready to share with you guys. I still need to tell my parents. Have not told them yet.
Yeah, you got to do that. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you should
Yeah,
probably get on
Could
that.
you guys tell them? They're going to be really
Just
excited.
can you three-way call me in and be like, Dingo has something to tell you?
Dingo needs to tell you something. Go ahead, Dingo. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is very exciting. Another boy.
That's awesome.
This is honestly, it's what I've actually really what I wanted. I've always wanted 2 boys and a girl. That's I don't know. Do you guys have a preference? What was your preference? If since you guys wanted kids, I'm sure you wanted something.
I was hoping for 1 and 1. I got what I got. I'm not upset about it.
Sure.
Just don't let them listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Apologize.
I got what I got,
I'm not
whatever.
trying to make anyone feel any kind of way. I apologize for that.
No, you get what you
I'm
get.
definitely raising my younger daughter to be a boy.
Yeah, there you go.
Democrats.
Fucking libs. Yeah, I wanted at least one of each. That was what I wanted. I wanted at least one of each. So the first one was a boy, second one was a girl. I was like, I am happy. I've always wanted 3. I feel like when there's 3 of them, they're a team. When it's 2 of them, they're competing against one another. And I wanted them to be a team. And the third one, I didn't really care as much. I was like, whatever it is, boy or girl, I have one of each. I'm happy with whatever I get. But deep down, I wanted more boys. I feel like my dad was an only child. I only had a sister, so I didn't have a brother. It's always been like one boy in our line passed down, and then the boy has to survive, to pass the name down. Not that the name's special or anything, but it's nice to kind of branch out that way,
That is how people feel, though.
Yeah.
So speaking as someone who has 3 kids, first I wanted a boy just because I know boys. I am one. So I was like, well, I can figure that shit out. And then we wanted a girl. Like Tad said, we wanted one of each to balance it out. We got another boy. And I was like, all right, that's cool. I can do this again. And then the third one, we were like, I still wanted a girl for the third one because I was like, I do want both. But my wife was like, I'm a boy mom at this point. Like, I know boys. So, it's probably going to be a boy just based on, that's what we do. And then we got a girl. And it was, I don't know, it's great. They're both great. There's pros and cons, obviously. The girl is a much better listener.
Yeah.
No, you got lucky there.
Yeah. I will say the boys are absolutely ruining her. She's a psychopath. Like she just climbs on shit and is like and jumping off.
Same
and she's
exact way.
Yeah, it's definitely, you can see the nurture over nature in that aspect. But I just want to warn you, you will be moving to zone defense now. You're outnumbered. It's not man-to-man anymore. And just people lie to you. Parents lie to you all the time. They're like, oh yeah, going from 1 kid to 2 kids, it's really tough. But 2 to 3, you don't even know the difference. It's easy. You're already used to having multiple kids. It's a lie. 2 to 3 hurts just as much as 1 to 2.
I appreciate the honesty.
But congratulations, yeah.
Like, fuck you, but thanks.
No, but
No, it's gonna be.
you're
it's gonna
good.
be a
You got
lot. I'm aware.
it
You
is a
know,
lot, and don't go into it thinking it's not going to be a lot. But it's
always a
awesome.
lot.
It's another kid. It's another part of the family.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to you and your wife, and don't fuck it up. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely don't fuck it up.
Yeah, we have enough shitty people. Robbie, don't add another one.
I really, really can't fuck this up, guys. Oh my god, pressure is on.
Yeah, we're not going to forgive you if you do.
Oh man.
And then I hope she comes out white.
He. I'm praying for a white one again.
Yeah, because it's just going to be the whole conversation.
There'll be so many questions.
It's going to be a whole thing.
I
Tad, I already fucked it up.
And it's not a thing where it needs to be white or anything. It's just like it's the questions surrounding the whiteness.
No, it needs to. It needs to. It'd be white at this point. You're both white.
Oh man, that's
cut it out in post.
We'll cut that in post. I'm not in trouble at all. Anyways, no, they were all planned. This one, we wanted it. Let's be real. We were being reckless on purpose. It happened immediately. We were just like, we're just like just fucking around. Remember that time on her birthday?
I think that's the easiest way to do it. I feel like when
it's less pressure.
When you're actively trying and you have that stress of like, we're doing this to do this.
Yeah.
It adds that layer of something that
absolutely
makes it harder to work.
It's like your sperm has performance anxiety.
Like, let's go.
Just let
this
go.
happens, it happens. Like,
yeah. I mean, the first one, it happened pretty fast. It was like first month, maybe 2. I don't even think it was that long. It hit. Second one, she took a while. Honestly, it took a long time, and we were struggling.
I like that you immediately blamed her.
What? No, her as in the girl. The girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The second one was my daughter. So not her, my wife. Her, my daughter. Apologies.
She's not gonna listen to this. It's fine.
Yeah. Right. She doesn't give a shit.
It's her fault, bitch.
All right. Well, hold on there. Are you talking about my wife or my daughter? Either way.
Either way, just pick one. Doesn't matter.
But no, that one she took I think maybe 9-10 months before she hit, and that one we spent longer trying, and we were worried. We were like we kind of wanted another one in the back of our mind. We weren't really sure, but since the second one took a lot longer, we're like, oh, maybe we should like get started sooner. So we were kind of just like casually like, we'll be reckless about it. It was just like one and done. Like I was just sitting here one day, and then she called from bathroom. She's like, I'm pregnant, and I was like, what? How?
Is it mine?
Like, yeah, literally, we weren't even barely trying. So from going from like trying for nearly a year to barely even trying, though it was intentional. It was not expected. Put it that way.
I know the feeling. It's especially when you're trying for a while. Once it finally hits, you're like, "Are you sure?" Like you almost don't believe it.
We were
I know
just
that's
laughing.
not the case here, but it's like the whole thing is weird, to be honest.
You never know.
The whole thing of like you're just doing it and then you pee on a stick, and I don't know. The whole idea of finding out you're pregnant is just weird to me. But I guess I overthink it.
Yeah,
it's what people have been doing for millennia.
Just don't try. But
we didn't have pee sticks, so
yeah, it was
pee sticks
so
are
funny.
new.
The second time around when we were struggling, she was like always complaining. She's like, "Oh, the people who are like constantly getting pregnant and who don't want it, they're like drinking and doing drugs and like out partying, and all of a sudden they're pregnant. Like I'm desperately tracking my schedule, like doing it at timed intervals and like tracking my ovulation and like what's going on. You just never know. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it doesn't. You know,
That's
there's
the
no
crazy
real
part.
trick
It's like
to it.
you're like being super scientific about it, and then people are getting like 7 abortions a year. They're like, "Oh, why won't it stop?" I'm like,
Is that what's happening? People are getting 7 abortions a year. Jeez.
well, I mean, I just threw that number out, but you
Plus or
never know.
minus. You know, I don't know, 8, 9.
Yeah, give or take. You know, my punch card isn't full, but you know, I'm almost up for a free abortion at the clinic. You know, buy 10, get one free.
God. Could you imagine they had punch cards? Oh God, the right wing media would lose their fucking shit. We should make some punch cards.
Dingo
And
Daily abortion punch cards. Buy
No.
10, get one free.
we should not sponsor them, but we should punch.
Too late.
We should punch a few out and then send it to Fox News and see what happens.
I was making them. I wasn't sponsoring them.
Well, we don't want to write on the card Dingo Daily punch card abortion cards.
Oh, we
make it-
don't?
No,
Okay.
we'll
All
add
right,
like
we've-
a Planned Parenthood. So, blame someone else. Make it look legit.
Oh, I'm just going to pay for abortions.
Yeah, I guess we could just do that too. I was just trying to troll people, I suppose. It sounds like you're just trying to get a bunch of abortions. I don't
Go
think we're
to-
talking about the same thing here.
GoFundMe.com/Dingo Daily and sign up for your new abortion punch card. If the show will pay for it. It's a tax write-off. It's fine.
4 abortions, 5th one free. I mean, you got to
Yeah.
pay for some of them. We're not going to subsidize all of your abortions. That's crazy.
No, you got to get 10, and then we'll pay for your 10th one.
Okay.
Your
So
11th.
pay for
No,
9.
11. You get a.
Oh, you
yeah.
gotta pay
No,
for
they
10.
pay for 10, and then we'll do the 11th one.
Okay. That's fair.
So, speaking on abortions and people that probably shouldn't have kids,
Yeah.
what do we think about a parenting test to be, approved
That's a great
before you can have kids?
That's a great question, Dad. And I have mixed feelings on it.
I'm fine with it now that I already have my kids because I would fail it immediately.
I think it's crazy that anyone can have kids. I think that anyone I have such mixed feelings. I think anyone should be able to have kids, and I think it's crazy that anyone should be able to have kids. And both of those feelings exist in my mind.
Yeah, I get that.
It's like
I
there should be a
understand-
test, but
I
there shouldn't.
understand my right to have children. And
Mhm.
at the same time, I'm like, why did somebody let me have kids? Like, they're just going to be like me, and nobody wants that.
Yeah. I just like some people really should not have kids. It sounds bad potentially to say it, but
That's
some people
absolutely true.
Absolutely true, right?
Well, you open the news every day, and somebody's like beating their kids or neglecting their kids, or some kid died because they were just a couple of years ago down the street from me. Somebody left their autistic kid out in the freezing cold garage. They made them sleep out there, and they were like peeing themselves, and they died. The kid died, froze to death at night, covered in their own piss. Like it's unimaginable what some people do to their kids, and yeah, that's the thing that makes me think, oh yeah, test them, test people, test everyone, test me. If I fail, fine, I can't have kids. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so much bad in the world that maybe I'm just jaded.
No,
I don't know.
I am too. That's the problem. Is like I don't see the best in people, like overall, which is a bad thing to say. Also, maybe, but like, there's a lot of bad people out there. I mean, there's a lot of good people. You average it out,
Sure.
whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know. Sure, maybe there's more good than bad, but like, it's not even bad.
hope
It's
so.
like there's stupidity, there's ignorance, there's like just negligence, just so much. Just like people don't care, all the apathy out there, and I wouldn't trust most people with my kids.
No, nobody does. That's why they have like websites where you vet people to watch your kids.
Yeah.
Like you have to hire a babysitter, and you have to scrutinize. We don't have a babysitter. We just wait till like a relative is free to watch them because I don't know. Just most people
Same.
are
That's we've
shitty.
never had an outside babysitter that wasn't family.
Yeah, you don't know what you're getting, even if you interview them and talk to them and you feel like you know them. Like so many people have gotten screwed by that situation that I don't know. It's just I'm super apprehensive.
Yeah. So there actually is some examples of this happening in the real world. If you look in at Denmark, they have implemented a parenting test where you
Really?
you need to take a test in order to keep your kids. If you have kids, then they will take them away from you if you don't pass this test. And it's all fine and dandy for all, but there's an issue with Greenland. So Greenland is like a territory of Denmark, and they don't speak the same language. They don't have the same culture as Denmark. So this test is skewed against people from Greenland, and they're taking kids away from Greenlandic mothers and saying you can't have kids because you're not passing this test. And the problem is they can't read the test. So there's other issues there.
That seems like an easy
Well,
fix. If
yeah,
they
right.
could just offer the test in their language.
I
Yeah,
know.
it does seem like an easy fix. Just become part of America.
Yeah, right. Just come become part of America, Greenland. It's so
Yeah.
easy.
That's what we've been saying for days now, weeks now. What are we at? We're gonna fix you.
But then issues like this could prop up here too. So let's say we had parenting tests here, and now we have all these.
Oh no,
migrants
this is
coming.
America. You can't do that.
Yeah, we have people who can't read English, and they take this test, they fail it. Some of these migrants might have more kids than some Americans. Now, what are we gonna do with all these kids? Now we're coming into other issues here. Like what
Send them.
people
to
are gonna
El
fail this
Salvador.
test. It's not even just migrants. Like, let's be real. This is not a language issue. There are some terrible American.
No, I mean obviously I'm joking, but yeah, there are plenty of fucking idiots here. We're full of them.
Oh yeah. So like, what would we do with all these kids? It doesn't seem realistic. I don't understand how they're even really doing it in Denmark, especially with this whole Greenland issue. Like,
Well, how many countries are experiencing a decline in population and they're freaking out?
That's true.
Like what? How does that
but-
tie in? I
isn't
don't
that
know.
also
I'm just
good?
spitballing here.
Let's be real.
I think so. Everyone's freaking out. But that's a capitalist notion where we need more people to work and continue the production lines and
Yeah, but what about
yada yada yada.
finite resources? Right?
Yeah,
like everyone needs
fuck those.
to eat, and like you can get into like, okay, there's enough food to feed everyone in the world. World hunger still exists. There's just a logistics issue and other yada yada whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, how
I
much
mean,
food the U.S. throws out alone?
yeah, that's a
Just
whole
let
other
it go with
conversation. But I'm saying you still got to feed everyone. You still got to house everyone. Everyone needs resources, and it's limited. So what if the population goes down? Is that a real issue, or are we solving a resource demand issue? You know, I don't know.
I mean, personally, I think the population needs to go down, but
Yeah, right.
apparently that's a super controversial topic. So I don't know.
I don't know. Some of these people, yeah, but this is a very controversial first episode that we're doing here. We're just,
is,
we're
and
saying
all
we
I'm
hate
saying-
everyone's dumb. Don't listen to us because we probably don't like you. No, I'm sorry. Don't.
Listen, if you need me to get rid of one of my kids, just put a price down. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. So I end of the day, I don't see a parenting test as feasible as much as it is probably necessary.
It's necessity. Yeah. We need it, but we're not going to do it. So shut up.
You're gonna have concentration camps full of kids.
Enforcement would be the hardest part, especially if it's like a post-pregnancy test type of. Do you get to keep this child?
Yeah, hopefully they wouldn't just, get rid of the kid if you fail. Maybe not post-pregnancy. Maybe pre-pregnancy.
I mean, they let you have the kid, but then they put it into the foster system.
Yeah,
Man,
that doesn't seem
seems
like the proper route.
That seems fiscally irresponsible, Republicans. What if you had to take a test before you got pregnant? Let me flesh this out. Hold on. And if you didn't, there was a fine. You got pregnant without passing your test. There's a fine of what's a reasonable amount? $10,000.
That's a lot.
You
of
have to
money.
pay $10,000 if you get pregnant without passing your parenting test.
So Crackhead Jane just got pregnant, and she failed her test, and she owes $10,000.
She didn't even take the test.
No, she
Jane,
did
you
not.
stupid bitch. What were you doing? It's free. It's free. It's administered by the state.
I'll tell you what she was doing, smoking crack.
She was smoking.
God damn
crack.
it, Jane. We told you. Don't do the crack.
This is why you're not going to be able to keep your crack babies, Jane.
Jane. You just don't have 10,000 on you. What do you do? Do you serve jail time?
Yeah, see, then now we're subsidizing her jail time. We're giving her meals and housing, and
This is so complicated.
for some people, prison is better than real life, and that's really messed up.
Can I told you to stop bringing up the jail story, Robbie.
What
We'll
happened?
do it at a later date.
How did you get there?
Yeah, it's just jail. It's not prison.
It's just jail.
Told
It's
you.
just jail.
And
It was
also, Tad said
probably
it.
just
Pick
a
on
drunk
him.
tank. Tad, where are you, man?
It was just a drunk tank.
Of course it was.
It wasn't. It was not. And I got there like a lot of people do, just being dumb,
Just horsing around.
just making bad decisions.
Classic.
Just horsing around, getting locked up.
So let's see. What else do we have here? What's your
What
favorite
else?
age so far? We haven't gotten too far in ages. I mean, well, you guys are
33 was pretty great.
well, not your age. Your
No,
kids.
my apologies.
The answer's 24. Obviously, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there. Feels like it's in the 20s though.
I think 5.
5. That's a good age.
Yeah.
5's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can have full conversations. They're
I like that.
very learning how to be independent, finding their personality, and they're not a bitch yet.
Okay, well, that's a girl dad. As somebody speaking from a 5-year-old boy, you can't have full conversations with them. They're still idiots.
Well, I'm not saying she's not an idiot, but she can carry a conversation.
Yeah, they can't. The boys, they can't. They just walk in the room and they're just like, look at this. And then they just headbutt something. And you're like, okay, are you all right? And they're just like, ugh, and they run off.
That sounds
It's just,
about right.
it's just stupid. Don't get me wrong. I love it. And I think it's hilarious. And I wait till they leave the room to crack up because I don't want to reinforce that behavior.
Of course.
But at the same time, it's just fucking funny. I don't know.
So
But yeah, the girls are way better.
What do you like better, Dingo? I guess is more for you, boys or girls. Is there a preference? I guess there's differences.
As a parent, girls are better at this age. I can't speak for teenagers yet. I hear that
Yeah.
sucks. But as parent, girls are easier. As a dude, boys are way funnier.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I have so much fun with my boy. He's fun, and I play with him, and he's funny and all that. But my girl, she's my sweetheart. She cuddles me. She hugs me. She's just like, she's such
Yeah.
a daddy's girl. And like, I feel like I get that, like, a softer side. And don't get me wrong.
I play dolls.
She can be rough and
I'll
tumble,
play
too.
dolls. I'll have a tea party. It's so
Oh, yeah.
adorable.
I'll do all that. Girl dad life.
Love a
I'll
good
wa-
tea party.
I love a good tea party. I'll cuddle and watch Moana with you. Whatever you want to do, it's fine. You're my baby girl.
What are your biggest fears with parenting, and what are your biggest regrets? Yeah, this is a loaded question. I mean,
It's a tough one.
I'll start off. My biggest fear is just like they all die. Let's be real here. That's obvious.
That's
That's the front runner from the gate.
And that's
You know,
an
keep
easy
it
fear.
alive.
But I mean, I guess longer term, I feel
I
like
really hope they're not stupid.
yeah, that's a good one. I just want to fuck them up. I don't want them to be like, I don't
Yeah.
know, non-functioning members of society.
So
We definitely don't want them to be able to blame me for their problems as adults.
Yes.
yeah, I can picture before my first child was born, I vividly remember this conversation. I was sitting on the chair in our room, and my wife was laying on the bed, super pregnant. We were about a week out, and I was just staring off into the distance, thinking we had this whole thing. She had the hypnotic birth CDs. She was going through a whole book of how she wanted her birthing to go. You know, all those. Yeah, just like crunchy granola moms that are like, I don't want anyone stressful in the room, and I'm like, and I was just staring off, 1,000-yard stare, and she was like, "What are you thinking about?" And I was like, I don't want this kid to be like me. And she's like, "What do you mean?" I was just like, I just, I just, I want better for him, and I think just inherently, I don't want to say all parents, but good parents just want better for their kids. So whatever that means to you, like if you're struggling with whatever, you don't want your kids to struggle with that. If you feel this way, you don't want your kids to feel this way. You are scared. You don't want your kids to be scared of anything. So just whatever you are, you want better for them. And I think that was my biggest fear, is failing them in the way that they would struggle with the things that I struggled with, or overthink the things that I overthought, or you just want things to be easy for them, and you want them to only feel loved, and you want them to only succeed. But as they're born and you go through their childhood, you realize, oh, the fact that they will struggle with things and they will fail things, that builds their character. And you don't know that until after you're actually experiencing it. So I think all of my fears were just those. They were fears, and they were founded in no reality whatsoever. Yeah, I don't know. That was dramatic, maybe.
Yeah, well, this is supposed to be a comedy podcast, so
Yeah, what the fuck?
Can you fucking lighten it up a bit?
Yeah, I was afraid they'd have a small dick.
Can I be real about my kid's dick? Yeah, let's talk about kid dick. No, let's not talk about kid.
Oh, they're tiny. What the fuck? What was mine that small at 3 years old? What the hell?
This is such a weird question. I don't even want to talk about this. This is
shoot. We can cut it out in post.
Does your kid get hard-ons?
Yep.
Right?
Laying on the couch, nothing on, completely nude, just like flicking it.
My kid will get random, ever since he was born. I'm not talking about like recently. Like he's always been able to like get it up, and like seeing a baby boner is the weirdest shit.
It is, and you're like, put that shit away, and they're like, what? And you're just like watching Ninja Turtles, and you're like, God damn, man, just go to bed. I don't know.
Like, I don't even want to like bring it up. I don't want to like. Let's not talk about it. Let's not.
You brought it up. Tad can't even talk about that. He's the only dick in his house.
We got enough boners for the whole household.
Attaboy.
Right.
Yeah, no, they'll just flick it or pinch it or pull it, and you're just like, dude, you can't do that out here. Or just sitting at the table, they're just like hands in their pants, and you're like, I know, but stop.
I got to get that smart cock ring that tracks your boners throughout the night. Only throughout the night.
Yeah.
I suppose you could wear it throughout the day, but
you can wear it whenever you want. You can text your son about what porn you're watching if you're speaker of the house. It doesn't matter.
I'll get one for me and my son.
I'll get one for me and Mike
Sunday. Johnson. He probably uses that too.
He doesn't need to.
Right wing people are so weird. Religious kooks.
Yeah.
Masturbation. Now, this app will tell me when my son is masturbating, and it'll tell my son when I'm masturbating. It's really good. It's our master buddy.
That's so weird.
App.
What is it called for people out there that want it? I don't remember.
Fucking God is watching. No,
I don't remember.
It's like the commandments or something.
They're accountability buddies.
Accountability buddies.
You could, anyone that wants this, you can Google it. It's a cock ring that measures your boners throughout the night. And
we're talking about two things here.
I'm talking about
the cock ring, and there's the masturbation app.
Oh, go on.
Well, the one that Mike Johnson uses.
Oh, there's an actual app? I thought he just like texted his son like, "Oh, my bad."
Could you imagine? No, it's an app.
That's what I was imagining. Yeah.
It's called Covenant Eyes. Okay, it's an app. It's called Covenant Eyes. Obviously, it's very religious. And what it does is you plug it into your web browser and you give it your accountability buddy's contact information. And every time that your web browser detects that you're looking at something untoward, it will text your accountability buddy and be like, "Hey, your dad's jacking it." Because he does this with his Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House of the United States of America, does this with his son, his teenage son, and they are each other's covenant eyes, so they watch over each other's masturbatory practices. And every time one of them cranks up the old Google Chrome porn machine, it texts the other one, says, "Hey, I'm jacking it."
I mean, that's not going to make that kid a weird adult at all.
No, of course not.
Honestly, I feel like it's skewed in the kid's favor. Like at that age, you could just grab a magazine or anything. Like
A magazine in
Sears.
2025. How dare you?
Yeah, do you remember the hormones flying at that? Like if you look at a tree that looks like it has boobs, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it does not take much.
Yeah, to be like 15 again, you just think about it. If you're showering and the water hits you just right, you're just like, whoa, we're doing this. Like that kid's all right. But if you get a text from your dad's porn stash, like that will fuck you up. So I guess he doesn't stand a chance either way. If you get a text in the middle of the night, just that's like, hey, your dad's beating it right now. I guess that's yeah, goddamn.
Right.
They're just ruining the next generation ahead of them.
Just get a notification. Dad's jacking it again.
Hey, dad's jacking it again.
I'm trying to find the app. All right, so then there's another thing too. Not the app, the cock ring. So that's
I'm upset that there's more than one.
well, it's a different thing. Uh-oh. I got the message from the wife. Can you shut up the boy? I'm trying to get this
That
girl
she's
to play.
jacking it?
She's jacking it. I just
Oh.
got the notification.
She's watching
jacking
porn.
it. But then there's also this smart cock ring that you put on your penis at night, and it tracks your erections. And there's like a certain amount of erections you should be getting for a certain amount of time. That means you're a virile and healthy man. So that's something you could do with your son as well. All right. Okay. So what would you say is your worst parenting moment? I'm sure you've
Almost
had
all
some
of
not
them.
great times. All of them.
I
Just
mean,
terrible,
I
just a
have
whole
a
collection
temper.
of terrible moments.
If we're being honest, I can, it's just,
I get
there's
that.
3 of them. So everything's in surround sound. If one's crying, everyone's crying. If one's screaming, everyone's screaming. So I lose my patience. Yeah, it's
They feed off one another. And just like the boy is older and he understands. The girl doesn't understand. She's still kind of a baby. So she'll start screaming and then he'll scream because he thinks it's funny. And then she'll continue screaming because he's screaming. And then they're just screaming because the other one's screaming. And I'm just like, if you stop, then she'll stop.
I mean,
Like,
I know
please.
in my head and in my heart, if they're screaming, you have to calm them down. But for some reason, my lizard brain kicks in. I'm just like, they're screaming, you scream louder. And then it never works. I know that, and I know it's not going to work. But I'm just like, shut the fuck up. And like, I don't know.
It works
It's
for
just
me.
stupid. Does it?
Screaming works for me. I'm pretty chill, so it takes a lot for me to lose my cool.
Yeah.
So when I do, they know. They know they push too far.
Yeah, I'm the same way, honestly. I'm a very chill person, especially compared to my wife. I'm definitely like the more chill, introverted of the two of us. So when I'm mad, it's like, okay. But sometimes it's just like they keep doing it so much that I'm screaming so much that it doesn't even have an impact anymore. Or I don't know. I it's getting like kind of like Dingo said, they're in surround sound. So I hear they're teaming up on me, man.
You see, I have the opposite
it's
problem.
hard.
I'm
It's hard.
always I'm loud. Not in a bad way all the time. Sometimes I'm just screaming because I don't know. I'm all riled up. So if something good's happening, I'm like, hell yeah, fuck it, awesome. And if something bad's happening, I'm like, what the fuck? But you can't. I don't know. I think I'm confusing them. They're just like, is this a happy scream or a mad scream? So I guess I don't have that tool. in my.
Yeah, right. And then if you're screaming at one of them, and then you're like, oh, but the other one don't get scared because I'm not screaming at you. You're still fine. Like I'm screaming at the boy, and then I smile at the girl, and yeah.
There's no one good way
Right.
to go about it. It's just like
Uh,
it's tailored to each individual child and each individual family and situation. And I don't know. I feel like either way, I'm gonna screw it up. So
I think what messed me up, maybe it didn't mess me up, but the first time I like screamed, I guess, raised my voice at a misbehaving child, my wife kind of got like a little juiced on it. She was like, "Ooh, pulling out the dad voice." And like, it kind of turned her on a little bit, and it's like, "Wow, okay, I like never seen that. It's like a new thing." So then I was like, "Oh, she likes that." So then I was like, "Oh, let's use some more dad voice." And then like I'm just using dad voice every time because these kids are constantly doing it. And I was just like, "Oh." At first this was like just turn your mom on, but now I'm just getting mad. I'm losing my voice. Like everything is like sucks. Like I was just screaming because I thought I would
No,
get
no.
lucky, but no, and everything is
now
like
she
shit now.
doesn't. Now she's like upset that you're yelling at the kids, and you're just like, "Well, should I yell louder? Will that do it for you?"
I was like, everyone shut the fuck up is like what everyone really wants. Is like, if she's like, if you shut the fuck up and they shut the fuck up, if everyone shut the fuck up,
Yeah, but
then
that'll
that
never
would
happen.
really get me going.
No one will ever all shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's so funny. She was like talking. She's like pregnant right now, so she's going through all of her things. She's like talking to her mom. She's like, "Oh, I want to get like a hotel and like get away from these kids and everyone." And she's like, "Oh yeah, like you want us to like take the kids so you and Robbie can go get a hotel room?" He's like, "Robbie, no, what? I want."
No one said anything about him. You watch him too.
Yeah, like I don't need them. Like no, you.
I know that's the fantasy. The man's fantasy is always like getting away with the wife, and the wife's fantasy is always getting away by herself.
Mhm.
And you're like, well, come on, let me.
Yeah.
Can I get the room
I just want
adjacent?
a hotel staycation.
With the doors that lock on the one side,
No.
but like if you let me in, I can come in. Nah,
that
she's
dad
over
voice
it.
doesn't do it anymore. She's like,
Nah,
all right,
she
everyone's
hates you
yelling.
too now.
I'm leaving. Bye. Oh, she's
not gonna
she's
listen
my
to this. She
perfect-
hates you too.
perfect queen. Goddess. I know. Babe, I love you. If you ever happen to listen upon this, once we make it really, really big, and it's going to become unavoidable for you to listen to this, you're going to start from the beginning,
Just
and you're going
take
to hear
this.
how much I love you so
Just
much.
take the sound clip of you saying
wife,
that
my
and just put
queen.
it on a promo. She's not gonna listen to the whole episode ever. She has to listen to you talk all day.
And that'll be a promo, and we'll target that at our female audience.
Yes.
And
Sponsored by Adam and Eve. Just put code DINGO in at checkout for 10% off.
brought to you by Tampax Pads, because you will be juicing
Is that what they're
after
for
listening
this whole
to this
time?
podcast.
I had no idea.
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
they'll
but
absorb
who can
whatever.
never be sure.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
So yeah. Anyways, I feel like sometimes I yell and it gets too much. I would never like
No.
hit my kids. I never had one of those moments. I feel like I've gotten to the point where like I give them like a hard squeeze or something.
Yeah.
Like don't do that.
I'll pick them up.
Nothing like I'll never leave a mark on them. I'll never hit
I'll
them.
grab them. I'll grab them and bring them to eye level, but that's about it.
Yeah. It's hard not to have your moments, but I mean I don't think I would ever like absolutely lose it, black out,
No.
do something I shouldn't have. But there's been times, they're gonna do it.
Were your parents physical disciplinarians? No.
No,
Occasionally, not
Occasionally.
not overly aggressive. Slap in the face every now and then. My
Mm.
grandma, though, she was
Oh yeah,
she was the one to be feared.
Grandma was nasty, huh?
She was throwing bows, huh?
Wooden spoons mostly.
Ah, wooden spoons.
And then she'd break it,
Oof.
and then you'd be in more trouble
That'll
because
do
she
it.
broke the spoon. And it's like,
You
well,
broke her spoon, Ted.
I
didn't
can't believe
break
you
the
would break
spoon.
her spoon.
And
You
then
did, though.
And then that piss her off. And you say, I didn't break
Yeah,
it.
you
You broke
did.
it. And then now you're in more trouble.
Why would you speak up, Ted?
Ooh,
Come
shouldn't
on.
have said that.
Talk back like that. My dad was a hitter. He would beat the shit out of me. So, yeah, but different generation. His dad beat him. His dad beat me. But I'm
guess.
stopping it here. I've never laid a hand on my
break that cycle.
kids. I have when they get out of line and they really cause problems and then they hide somewhere. I have to pull them out. But that's it. Just pulling out.
Mhm.
Never struck them. I mean, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Never will. I don't think I'll ever black out in a rage like that. But
Yeah, right. Wait till they hit their 20s.
after they hit 18,
I don't think it counts
it's,
after they turn 18.
It's go time. We're gonna square up.
Yeah, it's fair game. You're just
Yeah, if I have to bail you out of jail, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna punch you in the parking lot
gonna hit
as soon
you.
as the
I'll
cops aren't
probably
looking.
hit you.
But until then, no hitting. We'll be done.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I was raised that way. My dad made a point. He was like, "We don't hit in this house. That's not something we do," and he never did. And it was, I want to make that the same way. And I'm not gonna tell my wife how to raise her kids, but I'm not hitting them. I know I'm not saying she doesn't go wailing on them, but I definitely am more anti-hitting in the entirety. Like if you got like a little smack to the head or something, she would be more of the person to do something like that. But I
Yeah,
just pull
the
out
dad
that
voice works. Scares the kids, turns the wife on. What else do you need?
What do you do to discipline them? How do you get them to listen? What do you do?
I have absolutely nothing to offer for this. They don't listen to a damn thing I say.
It's usually like restricting, threats of restriction, like we're going to take your tablet away, or you're not going to get any TV time, or
He like thinks it's a game though. He'll do the same thing. And be like, all right, you can't watch your shows. And like, well, you can't watch your shows. I'm like, what? Who do you think you're talking to right now? Like, what? Or like one time, but when he was like really young, I tried to like take things away from him. I would get like one time I got really mad and I just opened the basement door. I started throwing his toys down the basement. I was like, these aren't yours. You can't have these anymore. I threw them down the basement. He took his own toys. He started throwing them down too. And he was laughing about
this
it.
is
He's like,
the most
we're
fun
throwing
game
toys.
ever.
This is great. And I was like, this is, yeah, right. I'm just like, this is not where I'm mad. Don't stop smiling. Like, don't be happy. Like, I can't even yell at you. You're like, this is a game. Like, I don't even know. It's tough. It's tough disciplining kids.
Yeah.
If you're not going to hit them.
I know this is the only time I've thought of like maybe I should try it. Like give them a good smack, but I don't know. Just to see if it gets the point across.
See what happens.
But yeah, they don't. I don't know. Mine don't give a shit about anything. Like I'll tell them 100 times, like you got to pick the toys up in here, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. And then I'll come in with a garbage bag. I'm like, you can pick them up, or I can pick them up, and they're going in here, and you'll never see them again. And then just be like, Grandma and Grandpa will buy us new ones, and I'm like, son of a bitch, because they will.
That's the worst. That I think nothing aggravates me more than
they will.
I'll just
because they
ask
will.
Grandma.
Yeah.
Like I'll say no, you can't have this. I'm not getting you that. I'm gonna take this, and then it's just that. Well, Grandma will do it. It's you little.
The collusion of it all.
And you know what? Grandma will, and that's the worst.
Grandma will.
Even when it's like, Mom, don't do this. She's gonna ask you for this. Don't do it. Nope.
You just wait till Grandma's funeral. As soon as they put her in the ground, I'm gonna turn to you and I'm gonna be like, "Who's gonna buy your new shit now, huh?"
It's like payback, right? It's like that grandparent payback for all the stress we caused. We're like, yeah, you caused me all this stress. Now this is happening.
Yeah, who's gonna buy your action figures now, huh?
I was gonna say it always feels like it's us versus them, like parents versus the kids. But like you're right, it's also the grandparents and the kids. They're like you're not on the same team. I feel like the
Yeah, they're funding this coup behind the curtains.
Yep. There are teams too. It's me and my wife versus everyone, and we're usually.
You're always gonna lose. You can't beat grandparents.
So go sleep at grandma's house.
And
then.
I'm just extra jealous because like all my grandparents were dead by this age, so I'm just like, I didn't even get to have this fun. So I'm losing on both fronts.
My grandparents weren't this fun. My grandparents were not like this.
No, 3 of 4 of my grandparents were dead by the time I was this age, and then the one was like she hated me. So she would break the toys. She was like, kids are made to be seen, not heard kind of
Yikes.
type. So it's like, well, screw you, kids.
Dingo lived a rough childhood. Had grandparents that hated him. Dad beat him. Dingo.
Yeah, I'm good.
You
I got
okay, man?
a major podcast.
You do have
Things
a
are fine.
world-renowned podcast.
And I got kids that I adore and love hanging out with, but they're a pain in my ass.
And an upcoming Spotify deal.
Can't wait till we top Joe Rogan.
Better than Joe Rogan.
Like talk to
And people actually listen to us, though. Yeah, we got to start our own coin, huh?
Yeah, I would think so.
Then we rug our audience.
Yeah. No, just time it well. You'll be fine. Everybody buy in, and then, we'll let you know.
You got it. We'll let you know. Just go to the VIP channel in the Dingo Daily, and we will let you know.
Yeah, we're going to rug pull. Just don't tell the government. If we still have one. If we still have a government at that
We're
point.
rugging everyone. So just make sure that... Oh my God, our whole country is fucked. Why did I have kids in this country that is so fucked? No. We're digressing again. This is the parenting episode, everyone. Parenting. We're speaking about parenting. So let's see what's left about parenting. Let's talk future. And when I say future, I mean drugs and alcohol. It's how are we feeling about drugs and alcohol on our kids? When are we okay for them to start experimenting? How are we going to react? What?
My wife and I have discussed this on numerous occasions. I don't know.
That was such a buildup for I don't know.
Before, like,
yeah,
not
I thought you
before-
had a
I
whole
did
thing.
not see that coming.
Sometime in later teen years, I guess.
Okay, well, let's start here. Have
Later
you
teen? Oh,
let
you sweet summer child?
any kids try alcohol when you have it? Because I know you're a drinker.
My kids won't even try it. I've
No?
offered. I'm like, here, try it. Try a beer. No, they don't want to. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
They don't even want to try it.
They didn't want to try it. Like my son has like knowingly tried wine. I think beer. Like he's tried it. He's wanted to try it. I don't think he liked it.
Yeah, I've done the offering. Yeah, my when they were kids, my oldest, when no one was looking, would reach his hand and completely submerge it in a wine glass and then try it and lick it off his hand, and he would like it. And we'd be like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like, no. And I've as he's older, I've been drinking a beer, and he'd be like, "What's that?" And I'd be like, "You want to try it?" And he took a sip the first couple times, and it was just like, "Oh God, that's good," but he would never try it again.
It's really, really good, Dad. I don't have to drink anymore, right?
I feel like it's one of those things where the more we were all teenagers, the more you push against it, the more allure it's going to have.
That's my whole theory. It's like, yeah, it's around. If you try it, you clearly don't like it. So like, remember this moment. You don't like it. I'm hoping that works.
Yeah. I feel like my wife and I were opposites with that, and when we were growing up. So like my dad was a lawyer. He was very strict about laws and everything, and anything I wanted to do that was illegal, I snuck that behind his back. Whereas my wife, she just like did everything early on. Her mom didn't really, not that she didn't care, but definitely cared less than my dad did. And I drank in high school and stuff, but I didn't do any drugs until into college. Like I didn't even do anything freshman year drugs wise in college. Like I got a late start on anything. I mean, I did some drinking, but like I feel like it was one of those things where like, oh, I always couldn't do it, and I always like was like kind of keeping it a secret, and it was something I wanted to do that like I didn't like go crazy until college. Whereas my wife, she got it all out in high school. By the time she got to college, she didn't even care. She's like, I don't want to drink. She didn't even want to drink. Not just drugs. Like she didn't even want to drink. She's like, I had my fun, and like now I want to just study and get on with it. And so I feel like, yeah, agreed. If you're gonna keep it from them, they're gonna want it even more. I feel like it was something where like drugs are still cool and appealing to me, like the idea of them, because I never could. But if like you give them the option, like I don't care, like whatever, they try, like oh okay, whatever, and then that's it. It's not even a thought. Like don't make it a thing. It won't.
Yeah,
be
I
a
feel
thing.
like that was, I started like regularly drinking. I think I was like 11 or 12. So it was early on and involved whoever parents were divorced, like that's the house you would hang out at. Like the parent was always working. It was usually the mother. The father was gone, the mother was working, so it was just like there was alcohol around and you were drinking. And I don't know, by the time, same thing with your wife, like we graduated high school. I don't know about them because I obviously you graduate high school and you lose contact with 90% of the people you went to school with. But for me, it was like I'm good. Like people would be partying and going nuts, and I would hang, but it was like this isn't exciting in any way. So I feel like there was definitely a better way you could have done that personally. Like if I could plan out the perfect route for my children, it would be like experiment in high school in a controlled environment where you're safe and things are fine and you're not out like sneaking around.
Yeah, I want them to come to my place.
But at the same time, I don't want to be encouraging it in the sense that like I would really be pissing off other parents because I just feel like
I don't want to piss off other parents, but like let's be realistic here. The kids
Yeah.
are going to drink. At a minimum, they're going to drink. And let's not have them drinking, driving around town, and being dumb. Let's have some place
right.
where
That's
we know
my
they're safe.
that's
you
my
know?
way of looking at it now. And looking back, I think, thank God things didn't happen because we had a lot of access and we were doing a lot of stupid things and nobody was watching us and it could have gone so poorly. So if I was to recreate the same environment just in a safe manner, I think I would prefer, they did that under my roof with their friends, knowing that I'm taking care of them. If they're interested, ideally they wait till
Yeah.
they're 21 and they're driving and they get Ubers and yada yada yada. But realistically, yeah, they're gonna be doing it.
They need a safe space, and I would prefer they have a safe space in my house than not know where they are and potentially be
Yeah,
doing dangerous
I
shit.
agree.
That's how I see it. And I feel like I want to expose them to at least alcohol early on, like even like before they're like 13 or whatever. Just like, here, have a beer. I don't care. Like we're drinking, like drink this. Like not like have them drink every meal or anything, but like I just want to like let them know like I don't care that much. It's not a big deal. Like drinking isn't a thing. It's just like
Yeah, like most of the world has figured out. Like
Right.
yeah, it's not a big deal. If you're a responsible human, like you can have a glass of something and not be a thing. So that
yeah, moderation. Like a little bit of fentanyl in the weed's fine, but you don't just do it straight.
yeah,
Yeah,
just a little bit. It's just a little bit.
yeah. Grow up and do coke like an adult.
Exactly. So, drugs it's a little tougher because there's levels to this shit.
There's levels.
Levels. Oh my god, how have we not even brought up
Yeah.
levels yet? For all of our Dingo Daily serious fans out there,
Deep
you know
cuts.
exactly what I'm talking about when I say levels. We're all about levels. This is the deep cut. This is the premium subscription podcast extra edit. Sorry. But no, there are levels to drugs. I mean, that you got weed is your level 1, it's level 0, man. I mean, that's your whatever. And I don't really care about weed, I just like that's another thing. Smoke in my house. Everyone's gonna be smoking. Come smoking in the basement. It gets harder I don't know if I want them like experimenting with like shrooms and acid and
I
shit
feel
in
like
high
let
school,
your
but
brain finish developing first for those things. Like wait to your 20s. I don't know.
right?
I say
Yeah.
open the doors early.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Just levels.
Levels. Come
I don't
on.
know because there's levels. There's levels. There's levels, man. Levels. So I don't know where's the line? I mean, I got hard lines on like
Yeah.
heroin, crack,
To your 20s for
like
those.
hard lines. You can't be a teenager doing crack. You have to be at least 20 to smoke your first crack pipe. But I don't know. High school, weed and alcohol, I don't really care. Before high school, alcohol, I still don't really care if you're like doing
Right.
it with me.
And learning the rules. Like you're drinking here,
So
fine, be safe. You're not fucking driving. Like that's a hard line. Like plenty of people. The reason they're drinking and driving is they're sneaking around at that age. Like all these fatalities for teenagers involving alcohol is because they're hiding it. Like don't hide it. I'll be cool about it. Like if ever you're out somewhere drinking, like call me. I will come get you.
yeah,
Like
that's
I'm one of those parents. It's like safety above everything. Like I don't want anything to happen to you. I'm not going to be pissed.
Yeah, that's how my parents were. It was like, we know you're going to do it. Just be smart about it. If you need a ride, call. You won't be in trouble. I would prefer that than you getting in the car with someone or getting in your own car. Safety first,
Yeah.
above all. Drink
we
responsibly, right?
we can, if the drinking is something that needs to be addressed, we can talk about it after, but we got to get you home first and safe and make sure, if your friends need rides, yeah, we'll drive them too.
yeah. I just you gotta come across somehow, and I know kids never think you're cool, but you gotta come across as the cool parent and just be like, you need to feel comfortable talking to me about certain things, and you gotta like be open and cool about things the very first time they happen, because that first reaction is gonna stick with them, and that's how they're gonna act going forward. So like I want you to be safe. I want you to do this. I'd rather you do it with me. Like I'm gonna be cool about it. I don't care. I'm not gonna be.
Yeah, I didn't want to talk to my parents about anything. Like if I was out drunk somewhere and like I needed to get home, like I'm not calling them. I'm gonna be like, well, I got to figure this shit out or I have to drive. Like it's one or the other.
Yeah.
And looking back, I wish I had just rolled the dice maybe and been like, hey, can you come get me on a couple occasions? But the best I can do now is be that for my kids.
Yep. Exactly. So hopefully I can come across as their friend, really, to an extent. I mean, there's a fine line between friend and parent, but I want to be friends enough where they feel comfortable coming to me in those situations where they really
Yeah.
should be coming to me instead of
That's the
doing
goal.
something dumb. Yeah. And it's not even just like drugs and alcohol and stuff, but anything, because like when I feel that I can't trust my parents, to like with any particular thing, then
Yeah.
I'm not going to come to them for anything. If I feel like that's how you're going to react with drugs, and how are you going to react with something else? You're not going to be my go-to person. I want to.
Yeah, I mean, drugs and alcohol are just the beginning. Like life is gonna throw such like bigger issues at you. Like you can come to me, and if I fail the test at teenage drinking, like they're not gonna come to me for bigger issues.
Yeah. Exactly. So like that's part of my fear too. Like, I don't want to fuck them up so much, but I also want to like build a good relationship. And like I don't have a bad relationship with my parents. Like we love each other, whatever, but like we're not super close. I wish I was closer. I wish I was closer with them. I wish we had that like close relationship where I trusted them with everything, and I always went to them, and it was just something where like I
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like I had to hide things sometimes. Like you wouldn't
Yeah.
have been cool with
And
underage drinking, like stuff like that. I felt like uncomfortable. I want my kids to
yeah,
feel comfortable coming to me no matter what. So I know I have to work on maybe reactions of something, and I'm trying to like plan ahead, because
and above anything else, like if you have some good shit, I want you to come to me and share it.
yes, If I find
Yeah.
your weed, I will smoke it because you never came to share it with me. And
Yeah, if I have to find it on my own, I'm gonna be pissed. Shoot me a text and be like, I got this primo shit, and I'm gonna be like, I'm on my way. Let's go.
the Dingo Weekly, brought to you by Weed. Weed. It gets you high.
This is a good weed company. Mood Edibles. I see that commercial on YouTube. Reach out to us, please. Just send us some product, and we'll talk. I think edibles the way to go. I feel like smoking is probably it's bad for your lungs, right? Either way.
Snoop, you got my contact info. So hit me up. Yeah, he's got a new line of edibles. You know what? There's something else I wanted to talk about. We kind of skipped over, but what about hygiene?
We wash them regularly.
No, I was thinking because I've seen some other parents, and this more has to do with I guess with a baby and younger kids, but they don't wash their baby every night, and to me that's absolutely disgusting. You gotta wash your baby every single day. They shit their pants every single day. I just feel like if you're not giving your baby a bath,
When they were in diapers, it was a nightly cleansing. Now it's, I don't know, 2 days.
Yeah.
2-3 days.
We do bath time every night, every single night. I mean, they're still young, but every single day they do it. I mean, especially the baby though. I mean, you're shitting your pants every day. You're getting your ass washed.
Yeah. That poop hides in a lot of places.
Yeah, that was my biggest fear, I guess, going into having a girl. And it's such a stupid fear. But
it's a legit thing.
Think about it.
It's
not
a lot
dumb
easier to
think
wipe
about.
shit
It's
off
out there.
balls.
But
Yeah.
like wiping, it's so much easier to wipe shit off balls. It's so much easier. You really got to be careful around all the holes and crevasses, and there's you got to be cognizant. So that was something, you know, I'm used to it now. I'm a pro, but that was literally the one thing. It was only one, and it was like I'm gonna wipe some shit right up into her and give her a UTI
Yeah,
or something.
it just doesn't happen though. We didn't do daily bath times with any of the kids. It was you know, like every other night, every couple days. It was just, I don't know. We were diligent with the wiping. There was no we would do lotions and soaps and stuff, but like the full on bath, my wife pampers the shit out of these kids. She'll like massage the legs with the lavender lotion and put stuff in their hair and light candles and spray things that I don't even know what they are. But yeah, bath time as a baby, it was, you know, every couple days.
Fair enough. Just
Yep.
know I think you're gross.
Understood.
No,
I don't know. You read things that's like it's bad for their skin to wash it too much, but then you know, if you don't wash it enough, it's you know, you risk infection, and I don't know. Who knows what to think? There's so many different, you know, experts out there telling you what to do, and I don't know. I don't listen to any of them. I'm just like, if the kid stinks, wash it. And if it's clean, don't. Experts are all idiots.
The experts
They're
are
just
idiots.
as stupid as I am. So, whatever. They just went to school for longer.
No one knows anything. We're all winging it, and that's the moral of the story.
The Dingo Weekly. It's not daily anymore.